back to the channel. It's me, Double. Today I'm taking a look at the Cyclone Looper from iSet. I have it here at my feet since I have a hard time, first off, looping without some kind of time help usually, but this is a nice simple looper, one button and a volume knob right down here. So you can see there's the little loop I was jamming over. And real easy to work with. I'll bring the level down. I am not the best at looping on the fly. I have utmost admiration for people that can just sit there and take a simple little pedal like this and create music just instantly and quickly. I have to sit and kind of think for a couple minutes, but the fun thing about having a mini looper like this is if you have a little mini board like what I have here at my feet, you can just take it anywhere. You can just pop it at the end of your signal chain, which is what I prefer, or you can even put it at the beginning of your signal chain and test tones. Get a couple of chords strummed and run it through your distortions and through your amps, and you've got a sample. You don't have to sit there and keep on playing. That's a great use for a small, simple looper that you can, adjust the level on and just quickly record. I'd like putting something like this just down at my feet, especially in the evenings after dinner, having some coffee, and kind of just low-key looping, coming up with a couple of chords, maybe like a little rhythm thing, something like that, and then just kind of just jamming over it. Usually to kind of mess with a new mode or something that I'm trying to work with, or if I've got an idea, a couple of chords that really sound nice together, that's what I generally use a looper for. This one actually has USB functionality, all of that good stuff. You can take the loops that you have created and pop them into your computer, or you can export to them too. So I'll continue running through how you can control this looper. One single tap will get it playing. So there's the loop that I had going on. And real simple, real subtle kind of a thing. You can adjust the level. You can make it louder than you recorded it, and bring it down to keep it nice and subtle. In case you don't have like what I had there, I brought up my booster just to kind of get my single notes a little bit higher over the vamp here, over the little chord vamp. So if I wanted to now add something else, it's still in this overdub mode right now. As you can see, it's got the red light on it. Oh, already messed up. Boy. So there, I'll completely undo everything I've done. So now I can start. So what I can do at this point is, while I'm in play mode, I can tap it one time, and I can start to add some lines, anything I like. Now it's going to keep all that. Anything that you had in the loop at that point, anything you had in the looper will be cleared directly out of it. Start by just tapping it once right when you want to play, and that's always kind of the tricky part with the single note looper, or with the single button looper, is just trying to get yourself right on that note, See if I did it. Not bad, I can hear my little flub in there, but now I can kind of still mess around with it. Find something that I like, When I'm ready to overdub, I can just tap it one time and it'll go, the light will turn from green to red. You can see it, the light blinks when the loop restarts. Sounds like I just kind of missed that first note. Yeah, oh well, we're gonna cover it up with some phaser, right? Tap it once, and now we're back into playback mode. I can bring it down here with that level. And I can add a little gain, a little something else to it if I want to kind of riff over that. And then when you're done making noise, you can double tap it to stop it. And then while it's stopped, hold it down, it'll clear. And makes a little blast of a noise there, which is kind of strange. Maybe you have to anticipate that. I don't know. Does that do that every time? Let me start it over again. So there it is. Let's check it out. So double tap to stop. And now if so if you hold it down for a second, it does start it before it clears it. So again, that's part of the functionality. That's something you might want to consider with the single buttons kind of a looper. Like I said, I tend to use when I'm looping, which I don't really do all that often anymore. I tend to, because I just don't get that timing down so well all the time, and I don't want to have to think about it, I tend to use MIDI control and stuff like that. But it is still a lot of fun to just all of a sudden go, oh, what would it sound like if I did this and this and this? And I'm enjoying messing around with all the iSet pedals that they've sent along. Once again, I have not been paid by them. They've just sent a bunch along for me to review. This is intimidating. This one is intimidating, and it's a little hard to demo just kind of while I'm talking. As you can see, I have trouble even just talking sometimes. But it does what you want it to do. Something to consider if you are going to get this is the stop and clear function will kind of give you that blast for a second. So maybe you get something like one of those O knobs, one of those little accessories where you can turn the volume down with your feet. I have a couple of those kicking around. Or you put a different knob on there. These easily pop off. Let's see if I can show you real quick. These knobs on almost all of these can pop off, and you can put on one of those O knobs or a bigger knob, something that you can kind of grab with your feet. So yeah, looping is fun and obviously intimidating, and something that maybe you've thought about getting into, and all the complexity and all the different loopers that are out there are like, just like, okay, what do I do? How do I even do this? I worked my way up to multi-loopers that use MIDI and stuff like that, and I still find it refreshing to just grab a looper, kind of come up with something, challenge myself to be rhythmic enough to keep the loop, tap the loop and keep it timely, and actually then start layering things over it and try to be at least improvisational and interesting. It's a great way to just kind of all of a sudden be just hanging out alone and have a couple of people to play with that actually are yourself. So you just play and grab it and record it and play it back, and layer and layer and layer, and then jam on top of it. And that's exactly what this one does. I'll leave the link for their website in the description here, of course, obviously. Some of their products are having errors on their website, so I'll also leave Amazon links to their stuff. I really am digging just having a mini pedal board like this that I can just pop into any one of my amps or take on the go. So thank you, iSet, for sending these along. Literally, for less than $150, you can get yourself completely set up with overdrives, distortions, and this looper. Put it at the end of your chain so that it gets all of your effects, or put it at the beginning of your chain if you want to do, like, record a loop and then mess with it, or use it to test. You know, that's a great thing to have in your gig bag, or, you know, anywhere you go. A looper really does end up with me on all my boards. All my boards end up having one in them, whether or not I take advantage of them at every gig or not. But it's something fun to just mess around with. So I highly recommend this iSet looper if you're looking for maybe an alternative to the typical one-button format, or, you know, just don't want to spend that much money on one of the more expensive ones that really do exactly this. And it has the USB functionality in it, so you can put stuff onto it. Remember, if you put a file onto it and then you double tap it while it's stopped, you're going to clear it. So that's something to think about. But you can take a loop that you really enjoy and pop it into your computer, listen to it later on, add it to GarageBand, add stuff to it. The versatility is there with this one that maybe other ones that are similar with the layout may not have. So it's something to consider. And iSet, thank you once again for sending these over. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you hanging out and watching the video. Check out iSet, links down below. All right, you guys, take care. Peace.